Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great morning. We had a good practice today. Physical day. We had a full workload. I thought it was probably the best day that the offense has had collectively. Really proud of the response that they showed. Was able to do some good things. See the continued growth. I mean, they're accepting the challenge. So I thought all in all it was a good day, working a lot of different situations, and got a few series there at the end. Just to make sure we're continuing to work that and emphasize all that we're doing in that regards. But I thought it was a good work day. When we're gonna have another pretty physical, full out practice tomorrow. So like I mentioned earlier in the week, Thursday will be our off day. So got to have another good day and continue to build upon the positive habits.
First question will be Brandon from Noles 247.
Hi, Mike. I saw last night that both Deontay Sheffield and White Rector were placed on scholarship. I'm curious to, one, get your thoughts on how that process went, and two, what it was like to actually get to tell them that news.
I got to visit with both those guys. You met with them individually. Obviously, like what I'm seeing for them and their development, and I do believe they're both going to put themselves in a position to help this football team this year. We had a couple of open spots. There's some guys that are right there, with probably near the same production, but for whatever circumstance or reason, don't have the opportunity to put more guys on. But I think those guys have invested a lot into the program. I usually handle that individually in most cases. I was a former walk-on, and you never know when that we've got a lot of guys that are working extremely hard. I think have bright futures here. Some of them are some of them get put on scholarship. Some of them are not at the present moment, but I do believe that they have an opportunity here in their future. I like to keep that individually focused, and and just really proud of the work that does go in to be able to earn that tremendous reward.
Next will be Kurt Weiler from Tallahassee Democrat.
Hey, Coach, especially with Deontay, I guess I'm kind of curious what you kind of know about the background with him in terms of, I know he was a guy who's kind of from early in his time here was kind of promised that scholarship if he kind of put in the work. I guess what can you speak to about what you know of that? And I guess finally being able to kind of help him realize that after, he's been here 3 years.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't matter to me what was said before. I can only affect what we do from the day that I've got here to what we're doing here moving forward. So, everybody has a story. And at the end of the day, what you do with the opportunity is going to be indicative of what your future holds. And so it really didn't matter to me what somebody was promised or said, if that occurred or didn't. But I tell everybody, who you've been in the past, what's happened in the past doesn't matter. Just focus on today. Go out there and show who you are today. And if you can take care of that and continue to grow and improve, then good things will happen. And I think that's happened in his case.
Yesterday, when we spoke to Leonard Warner, he kind of took us back to when you got here and had those conversations with the players and asked them to give you a chance. And he said he was pretty close at that point to maybe looking in the transfer portal to see what else is out there. How many of those conversations did you not know which way they were going to go? And how good does it make you feel as a coach when he says things like, yeah, after a couple months, I knew this is where I needed to be?
Everybody's was in a different place when I got here, and everybody's experience was different. And there were a few guys that in that first meeting told me they were going to enter the transfer portal. And in Leonard's case specifically, I told him all I wanted was an opportunity to show who we are and what we're all about. And I told him in 6 months, if you don't feel like this is a place you want to be a part of or what we're doing, then I gladly support you in whatever opportunity you want to go pursue. And that's basically the case with everybody. Nobody knows what to expect when there's a new staff. Nobody knows what to what that's going to look like for them. Some guys embrace the challenge. Some guys run from it. And we the guys that are here, the guys that are continuing to work each and every day, they're being challenged, and there's no easy pass for anyone. And I think it says a lot to Leonard, the way that we work and what we do. That he knew after a couple months. Well, I can tell you those were a couple hard months, and those were challenging months. But he wants to continue and improve, and he embraces that challenge. And so we're going to keep challenging him.
Hey, Mike, through a couple weeks now, what kind of progress have you seen from the running backs and the run game as a whole?
Yeah, I'm excited about that group. I tell you, I think whenever you talk about the run game, there's so many pieces that go into it. The O-line, the tight ends, running the other backs, lead backs, quarterbacks decisions. Really seeing some growth. There were some plays from the scrimmage that kind of jumped out to me. These last couple of days, I'm seeing guys take some ownership. I think Alex is doing a really nice job with the guys up front. Coach Thompson, Coach Yak with the backs. It's a very competitive group. Jay Sean, obviously has a good amount of experience. LaDamian Webb is an explosive back. I tell you, Lawrence Telefili has been remarkable this last week. You can tell that he is really kind of gaining some confidence in what we're asking him to do. Has had explosive runs. I think just about every day. He's done something good with the ball in his hands, and now we're just continuing to help develop him with how to play without the ball in his hands. And he's starting to embrace that and gaining confidence in what we're asking him to do. But Ja'Kai Douglas is really doing a nice job. Obviously Sheffield, got with experience. So Corey Wren. I'll go through all those guys. They've all had their moments, but I feel very confident in what that group's going to be able to do, and how they're going to continue to grow.
With Jordan missing the scrimmage, Chuba being out for a while, I'm sure Tate's pushing James, but have you seen the way the competition's kind of whittled itself down? Has that affected James at all?
I think those guys are pushing to get better every day. And, I don't, competition is always within yourself. And at the end of the day, I think Tate's really grown. I mean, for a freshman that's, you've been here since January. I like what I'm seeing from him. James, we're pushing and doing everything in our power to help challenge him to be the best he can be, and he likes that. He's somebody that embraces the coaching. He wants to get better. Always has good questions. A guy that's you watch the effort of what he's putting into the practice field. You watch the effort he's putting in the meeting room. I'm excited about it. Jordan, Chuba. All those guys we're all learning, and I think that's a very quality group. But the competition every day, you're going to go out and be better than you were the day before. Or you're not. And there's one standard, one expectation, and I think those guys are working hard to match that.
Mike, it sounds like the last couple of days have been positive for the offense after having the rough scrimmage. What specifically about the last couple of practices have stood out positively for that group?
Yeah, I think they took. Sunday was a good teaching day. We had a couple hour meeting. You were able to point out some of the good, some of the bad, but understanding the importance of details, and that will not change. Here in preseason camp compared to week 10 in the season, it's always going to be the same. But whenever you have guys that are embracing that, accepting the challenge to get better, I think confidence is coming along with each play that we're able to run. There's mistakes that are made that, nobody's gonna go out there and play a perfect game or have a perfect practice. But if you're engaged and willing to learn from the mistakes you make, you have an opportunity to improve. And that's the biggest thing that I'm seeing from those guys. And, it's every play they're getting coached. And I really like the response that they've had since Saturday. And, but still going to come down to tomorrow. What are they willing to do the rest of the day? And we get an opportunity to step on the field tomorrow. They got to go get better.
Just looking at the stats from your previous seasons as a head coach, you've kind of gone both ways. You've had sometimes when your running backs have kind of split carries, and sometimes I guess maybe because of necessity you've gone more of a featured back. Is there a prevailing philosophy, or is it always just totally dependent on how many guys need to be on the field.
I mean, I've said it, a few times. I mean, just in, we view this offense as an offense that's built for playmakers. And so we want to showcase the best of what guys can do. And if we have multiple playmakers at that position, then, it's our job and our responsibility to put those guys in the best position to help this football team win. I've been fortunate that we've been able to recruit at a very high level at that position throughout my coaching career. And I think we've done that here. I mean, I think, right now Sheffield is maybe the only back that's returning from last year. And I feel really good about our running back position. And so I'm excited about what those guys, the diversity of their talents, what they can do. As it goes to every other position surrounding them, the production of what they're able to show each and every day, the consistency of how they do that will, be indicative of the amount of opportunities that they get on game day.
Go back to Brendan from the 247.
I had one more question about the rewarding the walk-ons with a scholarship. When you're able to reward hard work like that, does that send a positive message to whether it's other walk-ons, whether it's guys who are currently on scholarship? Is that something that transcends throughout the locker room?
I think so. There hasn't been a year since I've been a head coach that I haven't been able to reward a walk-on with a scholarship. But I'll tell you that I've never given a scholarship to a player that wasn't deserving of it. And that's where you've got to earn it. There's nothing in this world for free, and you've got to go out there and you've got to work and you've got to prove yourself worthy to be able to receive a scholarship. And I absolutely believe there's guys that are on this football team that will have that same opportunity in their future if they continue to improve and they maximize the opportunity that they have to make an impact on this team. I'm excited. I'm excited, for those guys that were able to receive it, and there's other guys that are going to definitely be pushing, and even the two guys that receive scholarships. I mean, every day they've got to go and improve. They got to get better, and that's something that program wide we're all looking to see.
Next will be Perry from Foundation.
Coach, how's it going?
Go well, Perry. How about yourself?
Not too bad. I put my headphones in today so I don't sound like an idiot. I only look like one. I was just curious, in the last week, you guys have been really emphasizing that team building. Has there been anybody who stepped up as a leader who just kind of has been more like off to the side as camp has started?
Well, I think that's something that, to point out an individual, probably not anything more than what a normal opportunity would be. And I mean, there's leadership moments that are showing up throughout practice, but it's one of those things that every day you get an opportunity to lead. You get to lead with your actions. And there's sometimes that there's guys that are deemed as leaders that if they're not focused or if they don't maintain that characteristic throughout the day and that opportunity, then they're not being a very good leader. But we have guys that are trying to establish themselves. We have guys that truly want to improve and truly want to get better. So to say just one person, I see a lot of leadership capabilities with guys, and I see guys that are embracing those moments and trying to find those times where they can make an impact. And I think it's gone really well.
Next we'll like to Aslan from Warchant.
Running back seems like such a rhythm position. Guys need to be out there, get reps, and see what's going on in terms of a game. But you've rattled off like 5 or 6 running backs. How do you get them to kind of embrace that, their number may get called, but they probably, need to make the best of it when they do get that opportunity?
And that's the challenge. I mean, you look at throughout the history of my coaching career, from back in the days at Arizona State to Memphis. I mean, we've had a back that has had 1,900 yards. We had another one with 1,200, and we had another one that had 1,200 all purpose. So you have to make the most of your opportunity. If you don't, then you're probably not going to get a whole lot of them. But if you don't embrace that mindset, then it's I'm not one of those guys that think, hey, well, I'm gonna really show what I do after I get to 15 carries. No, you better show what you can do after 1 carry. And if that mindset and approach, because you never know how many opportunities you're going to get in a game. It's the same thing at receiver, same thing at tight end, quarterback, all positions. It's about maximizing the opportunity that you get. And when you have that, you understand the competitive spirit and that everybody wants to impact. And you have a higher likelihood that you're going to see the impactful plays with the opportunities that are presented.
This will be Chris Lee from Noles 247.
Hey, Coach. Freshman offensive lineman Zane Herring indicated on social media this morning that it looked like he was having shoulder surgery. Just wondering if there's any update on his status and a timetable if he is in fact having surgery.
Yeah, Zane got banged up towards the end of last week, and we decided that with him and his family that he went on and had the surgical procedure, and he will miss the rest of this year with shoulder surgery, and obviously he posted it, so probably true.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.
I don't have a timetable on the next person. Will likely be